Hello, gorgeous people. How are we doing? If you hop on, say hello. Tell me how you are. I'm actually live on my business page today, which I haven't done in ages, and thought I just wanted to hop in here and say hello. See how you all are. Bring you a little bit of inspiration to take you into the rest of the year and into the next year, hopefully too. So, something to remind you of first, while I think about it. If you haven't seen, I've got a free workshop happening tomorrow. It's the last one of the year. So this is for the coaches, spiritual entrepreneurs, the healers amongst you who know you really want to be having a greater impact in your business, but are finding there's this block with getting visible. So that could be a mental block around your own comfortability with being visible. So that might be, not wanting to post too much, or not wanting to go live, or not wanting to send the emails, or any of those kind of actions that are going to allow you to be a bit more visible to your audience, to future clients, to potential clients. We need to do this work, right? It's the most important thing. So if that's something you're struggling with, so whether it's a mental, emotional block, or whether it's a more practical side, you're not going to want to miss the workshop happening tomorrow. Details are in the description of the video, so sign up to join us. I would love to have you there. If you cannot make it live, do not worry, because a recording will be sent out to those that sign up. I was going to say those that show up, those as well. So, what I wanted to talk to you about today, if you're anything like me, and the fact you're in my world and my audience will tell me you are, then you're probably in a space right now of reflecting on the year that's been, reflecting on everything you want to do differently next year, everything you want to experience, all the things you want to change, the ways you want to step up. And I'm aware I see people coming at this from really two angles. And we need both of the angles, right? So I am not demonizing either one of these angles, but let me just talk into them for a moment. So we either come at it from a really masculine space. And what I mean by this is, these are my goals, and they're very, very smart goals. So for example, they might be around the financial things you want to hit. So the finances you want to bring into your business, or the finances you want to bring into your life. It might be around different things you want to experience, different places you want to go, where you want to go on holiday, the money you want to have in your savings pot. It might be, some really tangible goals. And then if you're this way inclined, what you might do is then make the steps in order for you to get there. So again, really masculine style steps. So thinking about the action and the steps you're going to take, and who you're going to sign up with, and the coaches you're going to work with, and all of these really masculine things. And we need that, right? We need the masculine, we need the discipline, we need the structure. Or I see people coming at it from a very feminine form place. So what do I mean by the feminine form place? This would be the visioning board. So you've got your visioning board, and you're sat and you meditate on it, and you look at those boards and you dream about it, and you allow the experience to integrate into you, and it all feels beautiful. But there's also this tinge of it feeling a little bit unreal. So what I wanted to invite you to do, if you're in this space of starting to think about, what is it I want to achieve in the next coming year? I invite you to think about this other step that we can put into that practice. So by all means, do the visioning board, do the meditations, do the visualizations, connect into that energy, really feel it in your body. Start to think about the really tangible things you might want to put in place. But the one area that I see people missing out on time and time and time again is looking at how they personally may need to step up. So this might be around, or this is generally connected to our emotions. We will often have a cycle that we will continue to play out time and time and time again. So this might be in relation to money, it might be in relation to your business, it might be in relation to your relationships, where you will play out this cycle and be controlled by your emotions. So let me give you an example of this to make this a little bit more tangible. I don't know about you, but I love an example. So I used to have this cycle would play out with my money. I would find that I would go into this space where I'm like, I'm going to make a load of money. It's going to be really good. I'm really excited about it. It was never really about the money, but, I wanted that more financial security. So then I would go into a space, whether that was in my business or in my career, of generating more money to come in. And then what I would find is that I had this emotional state where I was never really comfortable holding money. So I didn't feel comfortable having money in the bank, say. I wanted it to go out as soon as it came in. And this would play out time and time again. So I'd feel like I was up-leveling my income, and then I'd up-level my expenses. I'd up-level my income and I'd up-level my expenses. So my bank account never really looked any better. So what I had to do was unpick the emotions that were going on behind it. And don't get me wrong, I had to do the whole digging into the root of the problem and looking at where it came from and my money stories behind that and the conditioning I'd received when I grew up. But often we can think that's where the fix is digging into the past, right? Bringing up the past and trying to figure out where it came from and then magically hoping it to disappear. There's another step. And the other step is then in those moments when you can feel that emotion arising within you, when you can feel that uncomfortableness and that drive to want to do that pattern, we catch ourselves. So, what's this got to do with achieving your goals in 2023? Well, the truth is, if you want something different in 2023, you're really going to have to start looking at what are these patterns that are going on. So whether this is, say, in your business where you have a really good month, really poor month, really good month, really poor month, or it might be you start to up level and then you hide again. You start to up level, then you hide again. Then we need to have a look at the emotional cycle that's going on behind it. There'll be a belief going on behind that. So first of all, you need to identify that belief. You need to figure out what is the belief that's going on, whether it's around your worthiness, whether it's around your ability to do it, whether it's about your ability to hold the duality of this next level. And what I mean by that is, every time we up level, there will be a good and bad side to it, and we have to be able to hold both. So if you're finding, as you step into this next quarter, that there's things that are going to be, or this next year, that there's going to be things that will bring up these patterns. Once you've identified the root of that pattern, the next job is to start to think about, okay, so what are my somatic feelings within my body that will tell me I'm entering into that pattern again? What is the feeling that will come up for me? What is the emotion that will come up for me? Because this is what will drive the behavior and the thoughts that will then lead you to start self-sabotaging. So once you have done that, you now need to choose something different. And this is where we need to step into that future version of ourselves and start thinking about, how does that future version of myself deal with this situation? What emotion, or in some cases like non-emotion, are they experiencing? So for me, one of the things I had to do was take emotion out of money. Money for me was a very emotional thing. It was something that filled me with a lot of fear. It filled me with a lot of scarcity, a lot of anxiety. And it wasn't until I could allow myself to zoom out of that and see this happening that I could choose to park the emotion, not allow it to govern my behaviors around spending and receiving and managing. I would love to know if this is resonating with you, if this is useful for you. So, in terms of when you're mapping out your goals or what you want to achieve in 2023, the steps we need to be thinking about is, number one, first of all, what is it? What is it you want to do? And make sure it's something you actually want to do and not something that you feel like you've been told you should want. So this shouldn't be some magical checklist that society tells you, I need to buy the house, I need to get married, I need to have the kids. If it's coming from that place, you will find that once you receive it, the satisfaction won't be there. So make sure it's something that feels really aligned to you, something you truly want to receive. Then once you've done that, yes, think about the practical things that you need to do. So who do you need to work with? What support do you need in place? What skills do you need to learn? How are you going to have the accountability around all of that? I don't know about you, but accountability is generally my biggest one. Hence the reason I always work with coaches, because I find just having that person to have my back on those days when I'm not feeling that strong, priceless, right? So those practical things you need to put in place to make it happen. Then imagine what that's going to feel like once you've received it, how you're operating, how that's going to feel in your body. What's the emotions you're experiencing as you receive all of these things? So allow that to integrate into every cell of your being. So you may want to do that through like visualization, meditate on those emotions and allow it to really permeate within you. And then as you go into the year, if you catch yourself in those old habits, those old emotional cycles, seeing if you can zoom out and actually see what the emotions are at play. Remember the story behind it. So remember where that comes from. Remember that's not you. Remember you're not your emotions. It is just energy and motion, something that's coming up from a past experience. So zooming out of that and stepping into that new emotion or non-emotion that you want to experience that is going to support you to achieve that goal. Okay, lovelies. That's all I wanted to share with you today. I would love to know if that helps in terms of setting your goals. And I would love to know what you want to achieve in 2023, what you are setting out to do, what you've learned from this year as well. Reflection is such a big piece of this, right? In the membership at the moment, we are diving into reflection in a big way. So yeah, it's really at the forefront of my mind right now. And I don't know about you, but I've got some exciting things coming in 2023. I would love to hear how you find this, how you get on. Keep me updated with your goals, and reach out if you need any support. But lastly, please do not forget to join us for the free workshop tomorrow. Last one happening in 2022. Oh, wow. Where did that year go? I tell you, it's been a fabulous roller coaster. And I'm looking forward to doing some more reflection on that. Okay, take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon.